Quick question. Which sounds right to you? She is taller than I or she is taller than me? Taller than I or taller than me? If you're unsure, don't worry, you're not alone. This is one of the most common grammar confusions that even professionals and leaders make. And guess what? The pronoun you choose can change how polished, confident, and professional you sound. Before I give the correct pronoun, let us first review the types of pronouns. There are 7 types of pronouns: the personal pronoun, the possessive pronoun, the reflexive pronoun, the relative pronoun, the demonstrative pronoun, the interrogative pronoun, the indefinite pronoun, and lastly, the reciprocal pronoun. Personal pronouns refer to the person speaking called the first person, the person spoken to called the second person, and the person, place, or thing spoken about called the third person point of view. To understand it better, let me give you a table. If you look at the table, there are 3 cases of personal pronouns. We have the subjective case, the objective case, and the possessive case. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they belong to the subjective case. Me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them are under the objective case. And my, your, his, etc. belong to the possessive case. So when do we use the subjective case? The subjective case is used as a subject. It is used after a linking verb and it is used after comparisons. So, is it taller than I or taller than me? The answer is taller than I because you are comparing. Taller than I am. We use the subjective pronouns like I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they after comparisons. Now, let us look at these exercises. In number 1, the answer is she because she functions as the subject, the doer of the action listening. In number 2, the answer is I. You are a better leader than I. Why? Because we are comparing who the better leader is, you or I. In number 3, the answer is he because all pronouns after linking verbs is, are, was, were, and be are in the nominative or subjective case. In number 4, the answer is they because the pronoun they comes after the verb was probably, which is a linking verb. Was is a linking verb followed by the adverb or modifier probably. We have now mastered the functions of the first case of pronouns, the nominative case, which shows who performs the action. Let us take our learning a step further by moving into the next 2 important cases, the objective case and the possessive case. These cases shape the clarity, precision, and authority of our communication. In the following table, you will see how the objective case functions in different roles, helping you become sharper and more effective in both writing and speaking. Objective case pronouns do 5 jobs: direct object, indirect object, and objects of the infinitive, gerund, and preposition. Let's make each role crystal clear with examples. The first is as a direct object. The pronoun directly receives the action of the verb. For examples, number 1, the manager praised him for completing the project ahead of schedule. Him is the direct object of the verb praise. Number 2, the CEO invited us to attend the strategic planning meeting. Us is he direct object of invited. The second function of the objective case is as indirect object. In here, the pronoun tells to whom or for whom the action is done. Examples are, the HR officer gave them additional training resources. To whom did the HR officer give additional training resources? To them. Them functions as an indirect object. The next example, the supervisor offered me an opportunity to lead the presentation. To whom was the opportunity offered? To me. Me functions as the indirect object. An infinitive is to plus the base verb, to brief, to invite, to notify. When the pronoun receives the action of that infinitive, it sits after the infinitive and takes the objective form. Please remember to brief me before the meeting. Here, to brief is the infinitive. The action of briefing lands on me, so me is the object of the infinitive. This sentence is a clean, professional delegation. No ambiguity about who gets briefed. In sentence number 2, we plan to invite them to the quarterly team building. To invite is the infinitive. Them is its object. Again, the action flows through the infinitive onto the pronoun. This clarifies ownership of outreach. Leaders avoid vague requests. Please remember to brief me beats. Please remember about the briefing. The infinitive pattern makes the recipient unmistakable. The object of the gerund. A gerund is a verb ending in ing used as a noun, hiring, promoting, onboarding. When a pronoun receives the action of that gerund, it follows the gerund and uses the objective form. The team recommended hiring her for the new position. Hiring acts as a thing the team recommended. The action of hiring applies to her, so her is the object of the gerund. Sentence 2. Management discussed promoting him after the evaluation. Promoting is the gerund. Him is its object. This form keeps the focus on the action under discussion. In the object of preposition, the rule is that all pronouns following a preposition should be in the objective case. For example, is with me and on them. With is the preposition, so the pronoun that follows is me, not I. Same with on. It is followed by them, not they. Small pronouns shape big outcomes. Today, we'll use the possessive case to signal ownership and clarify who's responsible for an action. Two uses of the possessive case are showing ownership and appearing before a gerund. Number 1, used to show ownership. Possessive forms tell us who owns or controls something. Here we use independent possessives, ours, theirs, that stand alone without a following noun. Example: the design files are theirs until the purchase order is signed. Theirs marks legal or procedural ownership of the files before purchase order approval. The second example is, that conference room is ours for the 3 p.m. review. Ours asserts scheduled control of a shared resource. Number 2, used before a gerund. A gerund is a verb ending in ing used as a noun. Mentoring, expanding, onboarding. When we put a possessive before a gerund, his mentoring, their expanding, we show who owns the action itself. This reads precise and slightly more formal. The VP appreciated his mentoring the new analysts. Mentoring is the gerund. Example 2. The COO approved their expanding the pilot to 2 more sites. Expanding is the gerund. Therefore, the correct pronoun before it would be their, which is in the possessive form. Use possessives to make ownership and agency unmistakable. Independent possessives, ours, theirs, resolve control of things. Possessive plus gerund, his mentoring, their expanding, clarifies who is doing the action you're discussing or approving. Remember, clear grammar, clean execution. Mastering the cases of pronouns is a small skill with outsized impact. The nominative case puts the right subject in charge, who leads. The objective case makes directions land on the right recipient, who receives. And the possessive case locks in ownership and accountability, who owns. Get these 3 right and your emails read cleaner, your meetings run tighter, and your leadership feels sharper, because every sentence clearly assigns action, responsibility, and credit. In short, precise pronouns, precise outcomes. Let's hang out again in the next lecture to explore more pronouns together.